5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Some warm clothes. And I'm going to try and get some sleep in the corner here. Oh, it's a good job I had all that training in Nepal about keeping warm. Oh, did you not see our trip to Nepal? Well, I did a whole trip climbing the mountains in Nepal. You should go and have a look at that. It's great fun. In the meantime, and after a cold wait, I'm now having breakfast. Pancakes, omelette, toast, fruit, coffee, juice. Oh, and the sun is shining beautifully. Yeah, here's my room. I hope anyway. Cupboard and a bathroom. Go. That looks lovely. That up for now. Hey, how we doing, my little one? Hey. Hey everybody, how we doing? Oh, we continue our exploration of Myanmar and sorry about that. Having great fun. Strawberry lassies. So, what are we up to today? First, we're going to have a wander around and go and see a Buddha at a temple. Check out some boats and organise myself a boat to go on the lake. Nyuangshwe, I think that's how you say it. And this is one of the towns that's closest to Inle Lake. So it's quite a nice place to stay. There is not a great deal to do in the town. There's a few restaurants and eateries, a couple of spas, places where you can hire bikes. there's a lot to do in the area, but of course the main reason to come here is Inle Lake. It's, I think if I'm correct, the lake's about 22 kilometers long and 11 kilometers wide at its widest point, and has been the source of life in this area for many, many years. You've got the hills surrounding it, which a lot of the local hill tribes live in. Now they come down and trade with the people who live on the lake for goods. One of the big features of the lake, well there's two, I'd say three big features of the lake, apart from it being very beautiful. One is the floating villages. There's 3 floating villages on the lake. Then there's the floating gardens where they grow. They've got a lot of tomatoes here, would you believe, on the lake. So they're floating gardens on the lake. Thirdly is the fishermen, who have this really strange way of paddling so they can have both hands free while they stand on the boat and paddle and fish all at the same time. So they're 3 very unique things. Now, hiring a boat here, it's well, later on I'll show you some of the boats, but you generally, as you walk around the town and you look like a tourist, like I do really, you get lots of people, oh, you want to go on the lake, you want to go on a boat. A lot of them are either fishermen or boat handlers, or they know a boat handler. Now ideally you want to speak directly to the boat people, because a lot of people try and do it on a commission here. They'll try and negotiate a price with you, and they know how much they can pay the boatman, so they get a little bit of money out of you. So the best thing is to walk down the town centre to the Port Authority. That's where all the boats leave from, and it's a very small town. I'm staying on the edge of town, and the whole walk through took me 15 minutes from end to end. So it's a small place. And I just walked down, and I actually found the boatmen in the boats, and they all were like, oh, you want to go to the lake, you want to go to the lake? Pick one you like the look of. Pick a friendly one, pick one that isn't too pushy, and then negotiate a price. Now, to give you an idea, there's, I'd say, 3 types of trip you can do on the lake. The one I'm going to do later this afternoon, which is nice, the easiest one, is basically a sunset trip, where you basically, from Nyuangshwe is not actually on the lake itself. There's very few villages actually on the lake because of it's the geography and things. So we're actually down the canal, so from Nyuangshwe you go down the canal and then into the lake. It's about 15 minutes down the canal before you actually get to the lake. And all I'm going to do today is go down into the top end of the lake and see some of the fishermen who do their fishing and watch the sunset before coming back. So that's a short trip, and that should be between 8 and 12,000 chats. That's Myanmar chats. And it takes about 2 hours in total. So guys, pick me up at 4:30, we'll go down there, spend about an hour watching the sunset, then come back. Nice and simple. The second trip is what I'm arranging for tomorrow, which is to go around the various sites, because obviously being a lake and the mountains, life revolves around it. Water is life. And of course all this abundant food and fish on the lake also helps. So the second type of trip is obviously doing, I wouldn't call it a day trip, I call it a 3/4 day trip, where you start nice and early and you try and find one of the markets that is situated around the lake. Now there's 5 markets that rotate around the different villages for each day of the week. So there's a market here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, different days of the week. So depending on which day of the week you can go to one of the local markets. Now I'm lucky, I've picked to not go today but to go tomorrow, because the market's in one of the lesser known, not so touristy villages. It's a much smaller market, but I've picked it because it's not a big touristy market, and that's quite high up the lake. So tomorrow I'm going to go to the market, go to the floating village, go to the floating gardens, go to the monastery, and then go to probably get taken to a silversmith and a weaver, because they try and sell you things and they get commission. And that's picking up at 7:30 for that, but we'll probably come back about 3:30 in the afternoon. So, as I say, not a full day. Well, excuse me 1 minute. Here comes my pizza.
Mushroom pizza?
Mushroom pizza, yes please. Let's go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll come with my market. So that's the so it's like a 3/4 day, shall we say. And it's nice getting up early, because the markets only really operate from about dawn till about 8 o'clock, so you need to get there early to see the market. The rest of the things are nice, but obviously in the sunny weather as well. The nice light is those first 2 or 3 hours in the morning. More food arriving. Thank you very much. So, and that should cost anything between 15 and 20,000 chats, depending on your negotiating skills. Now, if you want to do more, because there's a lot more of the lake and a lot more villages to see, there's also the Place of 1,000 Pagodas and some other markets that are held almost daily that are a lot further down the lake. So again, you would start at 7:30, but you probably wouldn't get back till about sunset. Now, they are usually, you pay about 20,000 to 22,000 for a trip like that. Hey, you see that? Oh, back to you in a minute. Nice little black cat. Sorry, just to stop to pet a cat. So yes, so that's the day trips of boats on the lake. There's those 3 kinds. So as I was saying, the longer one should take you, should cost about 20 to 22,000 chat. Now, this is not per person, this is per boat. Now, a boat seats 2 very comfortably, 3 okay, 4 you can probably squeeze in, but quite narrow boats with seats in. So you do have to get more than 4, then you might need more boats. Also, because you've got to think these are quite small boats. These are not big boats. These are small, narrow boats. They're quite tippy. The more people you get in, especially with your cameras and taking pictures, the more tippy it gets. So I would say up to 4 in a boat is probably the most you want. Now, of course, for me, it's fine. I have a boat to myself, apart from the driver. Driver, captain, what do you call the person who drives the little boat? I'll ask him later. Anyway, so they're the 3 trips you can do. Now, I'm going to eat my pizza, and then we're going to go out onto Inle Lake.